never give up. Keep trying because it will come. You just got to keep pushing. It was really, really hard at first. It was like super discouraging. I'm not going to get it first try every time.
Hello, my fellow Martians. My name is Harry Mars, and this is the On Mars Pod, where we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike. Today, we are joined by Thaddeus, an artist, musician, and producer.
Dude, I've been trying to get on Ernie ball since I started playing guitar. When I was 3, he passed. I'm going to carry on his legacy. It was my life. I lived it, breathed it, everything. Every day, all day. If I wasn't in school, I was skating.
Hello, my fellow Martians. Today on Mars, we are joined by a record producer, rock guitarist, and a solo artist. Everyone, please welcome Thaddeus. Thank you for being here.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, bro. So on Mars, we take a deep dive into creative professionals, entrepreneurs, and other inspiring Martians alike. So that's why I had you on today, because you are one of the most talented people I know in my circle.
Dude, thank you.
Of course, man.
God.
I mean, I've seen you with This Modern and so many other bands, and I've seen you play live. So it's cool to be able to sit down because I don't know you very well.
Right.
So it's cool to be able to kind of get a little bit more information because I feel like I know you because you're connected to so many of my friends.
That's so true. Yeah, that's so true.
But yeah, anybody that doesn't know, so Thad is a guitarist for This Modern. It's a rock band. If you saw episode 2, I had Marcus on. He is the lead singer of that band. So very successful out here in Phoenix. So yeah, man, to kind of get started, I want to, touch on early days, you know, so you grew up in Arizona?
So I'm actually, I'm from Pennsylvania originally.
Okay.
So I born and raised just the middle of nowhere, top of a mountain, Pennsylvania, tiny town. I was there until I was about 23. And then, I tried the college thing, didn't work out for me. Tried just a bunch of dead end jobs in my hometown. And so it was kind of like, I reached a moment in my life where it was like, if I stay here, I'm going to be no one. I'm going to be nothing. I'm not going to do what I want. It's not going to be fulfilling to me. So I kind of looked around at my options. Seemingly so, the only way out of my town was join the military.
Really?
Yeah. So I signed a 6-year contract. I was in the Air Force for about 5.5 years. That's what brought me to Tucson originally. So I lived in Tucson for the past 6 years. So I've only been in Phoenix for about, I want to say a year now.
Wow.
Yeah. So honestly, if it wasn't for joining the service, I wouldn't have made the stuff that I've done today.
That's amazing, dude. So growing up in Pennsylvania, you were there until you joined the service then?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So I'm assuming you had no family out here, nobody out here. It was just the military that brought you out.
Yeah, it was the military.
Yeah.
And it sucked at first, I'm not going to lie, not having your family so close and being so close to my family for so long. But it kind of gives you a sense of individuality and being able to stand on your own and look inward, self-reliance, oh, I can do this. I can stand on my own 2 feet and do whatever I want.
Yeah. So it's almost like, it's not like you didn't think that the military was going to be the end all be all for you. It was more like a means to an end to get you out of the city.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to kind of tie it back to arts and stuff like that, it still was kind of an idea of I want to make it to some degree, and I know it's not going to be in PA. I'll use the military to get me out of PA and then go back to that dream of making it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it was kind of it was the Air Force was my vehicle to get to where I needed to get to.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what about Arizona? Is just because it was
it's kind of
military?
Yeah, the military it's a luck of the draw.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I could have ended up in Japan. I could have ended up in Germany. I could have ended up in Pennsylvania, but it's just luck of the draw. I ended up in Tucson.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And before obviously getting into the military, you were into the arts, you were playing music. Yeah. You were talking earlier, you were a drummer.
Yes, I'm drummer by trade.
So when did you start playing drums?
So I was probably about 13, I want to say. Me and my best friend at the time, we started a band together, got some homies in on it, and then we were like, dude, we were like essentially like an Avenged Sevenfold cover band, dude. It was gnarly. Oh my god, I wish there was still footage of that. It's so embarrassing. But yeah, that's kind of like what brought me into it. And in that band, I wasn't playing any instruments. I was just the lead singer at the time, and just watching my best friend at the time, he was the drummer, and I was like, damn, just watching him play those things is like that. I want to do that. Like that looks fun. Like you're telling me I can sit back there and I can control the room and how the room moves while also beating the shit out of some drums. Like that's so cool. Like being able to hit a beat that gets people's feet tapping or, get their asses shaking. So yeah, I saw it and it was just like, damn, that's a magical thing. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people that are musicians, I feel like drums are something like, at least for me too, that was the first thing that really captivated me. When I saw someone play drums, I'm like, what is this sorcery?
Right,
like, why does
right.
this sound so cool? And like, I just want to, like you said, like kind of hit things. And were your parents pretty supportive of that early on?
Oh my God. Bless their souls. They let me, they were unwavering in their support of whatever I wanted to do.
I love that.
I was like, Mom, before when I was like in high school, I was like, Mom, I'm going to be a doctor. She's like, okay, yeah, cool. Let's get you on the right track to being a doctor. I'll get you in touch with some people in town and you can talk. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. And then it was like, Mom, I can't even remember what was the other one. Jesus. I was like, I wanted to be like a safety inspector for OSHA.
Okay.
So I was like, all I saw was a paycheck, a guaranteed paycheck. So I didn't really want to do it, but I was just like, Mom, I'm going to do this. She's like, okay, I support it. Like, what do I need to do to help? They were always there. And my dad, I'm sure he doesn't agree with 100% what I'm doing still, but he never said a bad word about it.
Yeah.
He always was like, well, he was the logical, like grounded one. Like, okay, well, think about it this way. You got this, this, and this, but you gotta, you only have this and this. Like, what do we gotta do to get you there with what you want to do?
Yeah.
So he was always the problem solver. And then my mom was always just the blind, unwavering support. Like, yeah, like we'll do whatever. So, and bless their souls that I picked drums because, dude, oh my God, I was playing every hour of the day and they learned to sleep through it, which was crazy to me. It was insane.
Dude, amazing. I feel like sometimes you need that yin and yang, like the authoritative left brain analytical dad, and then like right brained go for it type mom.
Yeah.
Where it's like that support is so crucial at the beginning, especially as a creative individual. I'm sure it's like having that support from your parents is
absolutely
everything.
Because I know growing up, if I didn't have that support, I would have probably had a lot of self-doubt and a lot of like second guessing myself on maybe is this what I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
But having that voice like behind you all the time saying you can do this, you can just keep going, has got me to where I am today.
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out supportive moms, man. I love that.
For real.
And dads too, man. Just shout out supportive parents. If you guys have kids and you are creative yourself, just think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a little and what did you need when you were that young?
Yeah, man.
Be that person.
Exactly. Because then those people end up being the greats of the world.
They
know what I'm saying?
They do, 100%.
Like,
yeah.
And they always credit their parents like, oh, my mom was always there. I love those stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's never, I hate hearing when like people talk about how like their parents suppressed their things or like try to force them into certain things or live vicariously through them. So that it's like they couldn't be the person that they wanted to be.
It kind of hindered them.
Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, man, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So getting out of drums, or actually not out of drums, but getting into Arizona, were you still playing drums and trying to like make it as a musician in that sense?
Yes. So when I first got out here, I was approached by a singer of a band here in Phoenix. Excuse me. And he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I know you play drums. Like, would you want to play drums in my band?" Excuse me. Goodness. And I was like, yeah, for sure. No doubt. I'd been looking for something to, like my creative outlet. Cause I feel like if I don't get my creativeness out, like it gets pent up and I get antsy and like, I have like a need, like an innate need to create. I don't know what that is. It's weird. But, and I was like, yeah, for sure. I'll join your band. And, we tried me at the drums for a little while. We found a little bit of success. Our second EP we released charted on the pop charts at number 9, and that was pretty crazy to freaking see, dude. That was
Huge,
gnarly.
especially early on.
Yeah. So, but that band didn't end up working out. But in the midst of that band ending, I kind of made the conscious decision to jump from back behind the drums out front. Just wanted to kind of experiment. And I decided that, like, yeah, maybe I'll try guitar. So once that band ended, and then I kind of like took on to guitar, I immediately I needed help. Like, I had no idea anything about scales or keys or anything like that. So I reached out to a good buddy who decided that, yeah, he could help me. And like, he schooled me for a while, like 7 months, and got me just spun up, and then just, quick pat on the ass, said, there you go, you're out the door, you're on your way. So it was really, really hard at first. It was like super discouraging, like not being able to pick it up and do it right away, and like actually having to sit there and just do the same scales over and 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 over until it's muscle memory. It's a lot, but it's something that I wanted so badly since I was a kid that honestly nothing would stop me.
Yeah. And kind of going back to that, so since you were a kid, I know you were a singer, you were saying, so that was kind of like that front man, that was kind of your energy growing up.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted to be the guy in front.
Absolutely.
You just so happened to find drums as like a passion, so that's why you played them. But
exactly,
in your bottom of your heart, you're like, I want to be
out there doing my little spinny spins.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
That's true artist right there. So this guy taught you for 7 months, man, and we were saying this earlier, that's just like that's a fast time to pick that up, man. But it's like, it goes back to like you putting that time in and that work in. It's
absolutely.
Like 7 months casually doing it, you might not be as good as you are, but it's just like 7 months dialing in every day, playing scales back to back to your fingers bled type deal.
Literally,
like, that's how you ended up becoming so great in such a short amount of time.
I would definitely attribute like just so much rehearsal, so much practice, so much time just not hanging out with friends, so much time I sacrificed all of my free time, all of it, to sit there and learn this instrument and learn it well.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's like, I talked about this with Jack too, where it's like the Kobes and the LeBrons of the world, they were the ones that were sacrificing their childhood and having normal lives to become the greats of the world. And it's like they wouldn't be in the NBA and be the greatest of all time had they not taken those years and, basically given them to the craft.
And it's what I really boil it down to is discipline.
Yeah.
Like, do you have the discipline and like the drive to get what you want?
Right.
So it's like, are you going to sit down and do this? Like, or are you just going to listen to the voice in your head telling you, yeah, you can't do this. We'll do it tomorrow. Or we can put this off. Don't worry about it. So I feel like that's the main difference, is just having the discipline to sit down and be like, I have to do this. I will not get better any other way. Like, there's no other way around it. I have to go through.
Yeah. All creatives listening to this, whether, you're an artist, you're whatever form of art you like to indulge in, that is like key to the game right there. It's like, if you really want it, you have to like want it 10,000%. You can't just say you want it, or you can't just like see yourself at this point and then like think that you're gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna be there.
It's a grind.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, it doesn't happen otherwise. And it's like, it's easy to see people have like quick success, and it's like really easy to be like, oh, they, write it off as to like excuses or like something that they had differently or opportunities that they had or whatever. But it's just like, it's not always that. It's like the time that you don't see that they put in to that craft that made them look like an overnight success.
Right. It's the hours and hours in the time that you don't see them. Like, I haven't seen them in forever. What are they doing? They're practicing.
Exactly. Yeah. Or it's like, I think Big Sean had a lyric and it said, took 10 years for me to be an overnight success.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, that's the truest thing ever. Like the 10,000 hour rule.
10,000
Yeah,
hours.
it's
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
the classic 10,000 hour rule. You know, it's just
Mhm.
not, it's not going to happen overnight.
No.
But it's just like people that don't know you, they'll see it happen overnight
Yeah.
and not see all the 10 years, the iceberg, you know, under
Oh
the
my God.
surface.
Exactly. You're only
Yeah.
seeing the 10%, top 10%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I love that, man. So I'm glad that you transitioned though into, you know, learning guitar, because that, I feel like you look like a front man, you know, like you have like an
Yeah.
artist look to you. So
Right.
it's cool to like see you in the front, you know, have a guitar in front, and now, you know, you're writing your own music, and it's cool to be able to see that that side of you coming out, not just behind a drum set.
I know, man. It's it's been a lot of fun, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the learning curve of performing live from sitting behind a kit to going up front where I have like movement and like people are actually watching you.
Stage presence,
Dude,
yeah.
oh my God. Like that, I was so bad. Oh my God, I was so bad when I first started. I had no idea what I was doing, but it's just like you said, the 10,000 hours, dude. Sometimes I'd stand in front of the mirror with my guitar strapped on me and just do jumps and spins. And yeah, it's just stuff that like I really want to hone this craft in, and I want to be as good as I possibly can be. Like I want to give every last ounce of effort I have.
I love that, man. And it shows for sure, man. I love it. I'm so glad you were able to link up with the boys.
For real. I love those dudes.
So they weren't the first group that you played with out here, though.
No.
You played drums in that one group.
Yep.
And then did you ever play guitar in another group?
Yeah. So
after that?
it wasn't, so like after my band kind of disbanded, this is when I kind of like took on the role as like the hired hitter. So like people would come like, oh, I need a guitarist for the show. Like, and I'd, you know, be like, yeah, I'll fill in for sure. So I played around with a local artist for a little while, Sorry X. She's killing it right now. She's making great music. She's got a great team around her. And I played with her for a little while and then kind of bounced around. And then I got picked up by a band called Sharia Moore out of Baltimore, Maryland, to go on tour with them. Not in a capacity as a musician, but more of a merch manager. So that's kind of how I got my foot in the door of touring as well. Like these guys took me out on this tour. I met all these people. Like I got to like network and do all the cool stuff. And then the next tour around, I went back out with them. I filled in on a couple dates on guitar. And then the next two tours, like I pretty much filled in almost the whole time for both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that got me connected with a lot of cool people in the industry. And it's just like you kind of realize how small the industry is, or like how like small your scene is, because you keep seeing the same faces over and over, the same tour managers, the same front of house, the same merch managers. So it's just kind of like you got to be given the opportunity to prove yourself, or else like you're not getting in the door. It's kind of hard. Like, but you just got to make sure that if you do get that, like, you get that opportunity, you got to knock it out of the park.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only knock it out of park, but like have the confidence to go into it. Cause like being a guitarist that started, you know, not that long ago, getting those opportunities, I'm sure it would have been really easy to be like, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
But the fact that you said yes, and you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to do it, whatever I got to do. And even if that takes me practicing in the mirror, fucking how I'm going to look on stage,
exactly.
you know, it's like, that's the difference right there, where it's like you deciding you are going to do this. You're not going to let your you know, these negative thoughts and emotions control what your fate, which amazing, man. So Sorry X, and then that led into Sharia Moore, and then after that was kind of when you started connecting with this modern.
Yeah. So they were looking for a guitar player to fill in for actually no, I think I started with going to sessions with them. They needed a guitar player to lay some guitar down on some of their tracks. So I came in, laid some guitar down on some of their tracks. We hit it off, like just hanging out. And then I think their old fill-in guitar player had to back out of a show last minute, and I filled in for him. And ever since I filled in for that first show, it's just kind of like never look back moment. It's just kind of like, it was like, this is the home I was looking for. Like, this is the band I was looking for.
Yeah. Who connected you with this modern?
Chase Warren.
Chase, man.
Yeah, I told you, everyone's connected, man. Yeah, Chase Warren.
Shout out
dude.
Chase, man.
For real,
Episode
for real.
7.
Love that, dude. That's awesome.
That's so cool, man. So how did you meet Chase then? Through doing music, and because he's a music photographer.
I
obviously.
met Chase, I believe, through Sorry X.
Okay, so he was taking photos of his
Videos or
videos and
photos or
shit?
something.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, same. It was like same deal. Chase
Yeah.
and I hit it off first as soon as we met. Like,
That's
yeah,
cool,
great
man.
dude. Great dude.
For sure. So then that connected you with this modern man. And yeah, so I feel like that, because I remember when it happened, when the transition happened. Because of course I used to be in the band, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm super connected with those dudes. So I remember when that transition happened from that guitarist leaving to then like them kind of being a 3-piece and them kind of like not necessarily knowing what direction to go when
Yeah.
it comes to that,
Yep.
because of like the ability to use like digital instruments and samples and stuff like that, where it's just
backtracks
like,
and all that.
is it worth it? You know, that type of conversation happening. So I was so happy to see them pick you up, because it was like, it seemed like that was such a great fit.
Dude, perfect.
You know what I
It was
mean?
a perfect fit. Yeah.
And it was like, they needed you, you were looking for them. And it was just like that. Yeah. It was written in the stars. That
It
was supposed
really
to
was.
happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
and the way, like, I think, what was our first song we wrote together? I think it was California Schemin'. And
good
that's,
one.
dude, it was just that. Like,
Yeah.
the instrumental was done. Next thing you know, Marcus had all the vocals recorded.
For sure.
And it was seamless. And I was like, this feels right.
Yeah, and they work pretty quickly. You know,
Super
they've
fast.
honed in their process so
Yes.
heavy, and you know, Marcus is a phenom when it comes to writing.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
could
yeah,
just you know
So
write
gifted.
a song before I even finish the beat type. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, he's done that to me.
It's like,
yeah.
dog, let me finish this beat first. But no, so I could see that like that flow happening already, where it's just like you come in, do your stuff, and then like by the end of the session you have a full song where you're like, damn, this is amazing. Like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, can we do this more? Like,
yeah. And lately it's just been song stacking. I think I want to say we're close to 20 to 25 songs in the bank right now.
Jesus.
It's just, just putting them out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me and Marcus had a conversation about like deciding, you know, EP versus releases, and we're talking about like kind of those different mindsets.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure it's a great feeling to be able to like make a bunch of songs and then decide what do I want to do with these,
Yeah,
versus
exactly.
like locking into like, oh, we have this EP release date, but we've only written half of it, so it's like, let's write the other half
Really quick, and then you
Yeah.
put out songs that you're not proud of.
Right. And that's
there.
never the way to do it in music. Yeah, man. So you're writing music with this modern, and then I mean, I kind of want to touch on that a little bit more. I feel like you guys have done a lot in that this short amount of time that you've been in the band. I mean,
Yeah.
you've only been in the band for like a year and some change now.
Something like that. Yeah.
And you guys have done so many shows,
Dude.
released a bunch of music. I mean, what's
Well, before I even joined, I tell my girlfriend this all the time. This modern didn't need me, like honestly, and like this is just speaking like plainly. They were a well-oiled machine before I even came in the band. So like I always like was kind of shocked that once I joined, there was no lag time. It was like I hit the ground running with these guys like immediately. Like we were out playing shows. I think a week after filling in for the first session for them, I played a show like
Wow.
right away.
Yeah.
And then we played, I want to say like 3 shows following that. One of them was the Hawthorne Heights show in Flagstaff. And like, it was just crazy to me that like they already had so much going on that like, but they still said that they wanted me in the band and stuff, which was like an honor to me. It's like, wow, you guys already have like so much good going on. Do you really want to throw another person into the mix? Like, okay, like that's fine with me. But it's just been nonstop since joining. It's just been show, recording. We did the Mesa Music Festival, and we were direct support for Bush, maybe? I can't remember exactly who it was. But they were recording this stuff, and I guess it's going to go like to Netflix or like MTV or some shit like that. So we're super excited about that. We didn't even know that was happening while we were playing. They told us like after the fact, which was kind of like mind boggling. But it's crazy to see how many opportunities just keep coming to these guys, but I can always accredit it to just how hardworking they are. Like they just work. Timo, especially, that dude is always on his laptop, always mixing, always writing. He's always doing something. And it's just, it inspires me to do more. Like I see them doing more, so it makes me want to do more. And I feel like it's just everyone in the band wants to do the same thing. So we just keep going up and up and up that way.
Yeah, for sure, man. And those are, I mean, you nailed it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's been like that since, I was in the group, and and obviously continued to do it even more so after.
Yeah.
And it's like that energy is so like addicted.
It's
addictive.
It's
you know
infectious.
What I'm saying? Yeah, infectious,
it's so
bro.
infectious. Like just being around creatives like that makes me want to be a better creative.
Exactly.
So it's really inspiring.
For sure, man. So there's a reason why you guys have done so much in this short amount of time. It's because by the time you came into it, it was like they already kind of had like a trajectory that they wanted to go and game plans, and you just so happened to like jump on the swell right when they were at the peak of that wave. So they were like really riding it by the time you jumped on.
They really were.
So yeah, man, I love to see it, and because it really has like grown them even more when you were added into the mix. I feel like although they had, this foundation that was pretty solid already, and they didn't necessarily need a guitarist. Yeah. I think adding that extra layer of, showmanship, and then also that extra musician into the mix. Right. Because
that extra creative ear always helps in the studio.
Huge. And I gotta say, like Timo and Sean, they're very technically based dudes. So they're not necessarily musicians, right? In the sense. So it's just like when you bring instrumental musicians like yourself into the mix, that allows them to do so much more, because then they can take what you have and then put their left brain analytical, mixing knowledge. And
Sean is crazy with that, man.
He's like a freaking scientist. Dude, when it comes down to that.
When it comes to composition, that dude is a scientist.
For sure. And he's classically trained, he went to school. So it's like there's a reason why he's so good at what he does. And I'm glad that they have found that lane and really honed in on it, because it's easy in creative endeavors and music especially to want to do everything.
Right. Yeah. To want to do it all yourself.
To be the producer, to be the artist, to be the drummer, to be the guitarist, to do everything. And, to say that you did it. And I think they do teamwork very well.
Dude, it's so good. Like I've never been a part of another like band that has just worked so well together. Yeah. Like everyone is just honed in on the common goal, and we all just want to get there.
Yeah, man. And be able to like put your individual talents into the hat. Yeah. For the sake of that same common goal. And
exactly.
So I think that was probably another reason why, they were so excited to bring you into the group, because they could see that almost like missing link in their eyes, where it's just like, we need this extra mind to come into this. And then now it's like, you guys don't need anybody else.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It's like you guys are
now.
really in it now.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, to writing songs with Futuristic and Dropout Kings and these remixes that have really popped off.
Fun, dude.
It's like,
God, those remixes are so fun.
It's so much fun. You guys do them so fast, and it's just like they're
it's all in one day.
Lucrative.
It's all in one afternoon. I think Zach shows up around 5. We're done tracking by like 8. Video done by 9.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I've been there for a couple of the sessions, so it's like I've seen.
You were in that video with me, yo. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like to see that process, and like to then see the song come out and then it blow up. It's just like,
what? Like,
this is crazy.
Like I opened Spotify. I'll never forget the day that Unholy started to pop off. I opened Spotify for artists, and I was like half asleep and just like scrolling through my phone. I was like, wait, hold on, let me scroll out of this and open it back up. That's a wrong. That's a glitch. Like. But no, it's just so crazy to see the reception of these remixes. People are just eating them up. Yeah. And it's cool to see like the different like audiences we can reach with it, because I mean, what is that, a Sam Smith song, Unholy? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sam Smith fans are listening to that. Totally. And then the Cruel Summer one, the Taylor Swift one we just released, we got Swifties listening to that. You know what I mean? So it's just like the the way we can reach different audiences through these remixes is like amazing to me.
For sure, man. And I recall like being an artist early on and almost thinking like at least in the rap community,
Right.
remixes were almost like cool, but it's like that's a mixtape song, you know, like you're
right.
not, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like that's just a throwaway, like
Mhm.
you know, when you did remixes in the rap community, sometimes it was like if it was a bad remix, you'd be like that dude sucks, that dude's corny,
Right.
and it's just like if it was a great remix, it was like Lil Wayne, like
The Drought.
the drought,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
literally
Yeah.
like that vibe. So it's just like remixes were a little like I feel like taboo when it comes to the rap community. And I remember being a kid and then hearing an album called you might remember Pop Goes Punk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where they would,
grew
where
up
it's
on
like
that
the
shit.
Main and
Oh
all
my
these
God.
like these rock bands that would make
Silverstein, all those guys,
pop songs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I always found that so interesting, where it's just like
It's crazy how they
mashing
took
those
it.
genres.
Yeah, it's crazy how they back then. I feel like they do it better than we do now. Like the way they just flipped songs on their head, like Wrecking Ball, for example. Is that no? That's Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Wrecking Ball, August Burns Red. Do you know that band?
I've heard of them.
They're
Yeah.
like super metal. They did Wrecking Ball. And
Wow.
like, dude, it was like one of the best metal songs ever.
Hell
But you
yeah.
would never know it was Miley Cyrus the way they flipped it.
Yeah,
It's so crazy to me.
yeah, man. That Pop Goes Punk guys, they were ahead of their time,
Dude, way ahead. Yeah, for real.
Because now that's a thing. Like remixes are a thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting because that to that point where it's like you wouldn't even know it's a Miley Cyrus song.
Yeah.
There's so many popular artists in the world in R&B and soul and pop that have done remix records,
Right.
and then that ends up being their song.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like it's so crazy to me because it's just like then you find out decades later like
That was like a cover or a remix.
that
Yeah.
was a cover.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas like when I remember finding out like some song, like some Beatles songs and like some songs that like Luther Vandross,
Yeah.
like R&B soul artist
Mhm.
Luther Vandross. There was like a couple songs of his that were like not even his songs, but he just sang them
They were
so
hits.
well.
Yeah.
They were hits, you know.
Mhm.
So it's almost like some people just need to get out of their way sometimes, where it's just like capping themselves, where it's just like not wanting to do remixes because it's not their original song.
Right.
Where
They
they
don't
feel
want
like-
to sing other people's words.
Yeah,
and stuff like
and
that.
they feel like somewhat of like like not authentic. It like
They feel like disconnected from it.
disconnected, or they
can't-
feel like, oh, we can't make it off of this song because it's someone else's song.
right.
Where it's just like that's I don't know, not necessarily the way that you have to think about it, because it's like going into it, like you guys like didn't have this many listeners before releasing these remixes.
Not too many, no.
Like, but now you guys are over 300,000 monthly listeners.
yeah,
like
and that blows my mind.
for sure. Like to
Yeah.
go from like a few thousand, maybe 10,000 by yourself,
Yeah.
to then go to hundreds of thousands, like closing in on 500,000.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That is insane. Like,
Dude,
and that's just
it's
like,
going up
yeah,
every single day.
it's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like me and Marcus did our interview, and at the time we were talking, it was like 200,000 and some change.
Yeah.
And then by the time it came out, it was at 250.
Yep.
And then like 2 weeks later, it was at 300.
I
Now
think-
it's like 350. It's like,
Yo,
like,
let's check right now. Yeah, let's check
real
that shit
time.
right now. I'll tell you exactly what that shit's at.
Because I saw it the other day and I was like, dude, this is going insane.
350,000.
Insane. It's like every time I
Wow.
look at it, it's an extra 50K.
Yeah, it just keeps and it's all it all is in part because of those remixes.
And that's it. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the point that I'm making, where it's just like people need to realize that it's like you can box yourself in and not get hundreds of
you're
thousands.
stunting yourself.
You're stunning yourself.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you do a remix and you do it well and you produce it well, and because that's the thing too, that I guess we can't just say do a remix and it'll get you popular. It's like you have to not only do the remix, but you have to do it well, record it well, write the song, mix it well,
Yep.
and release the song.
Dude,
So it's
for
just
sure.
like the fact that you guys can do all that
in-house.
already.
Yeah,
In-house,
it's
that's
so
part
sick.
of it. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you wouldn't be able to get those numbers if you guys didn't have that process honed in.
For real.
It's like if you
Shout
were
out
just-
Interchange Audio.
Yeah, Interchange Audio, man. Sean and Tim, bro.
Yeah,
The
Sean and
goats,
Timo. Those
dude.
guys
Yeah,
are crazy.
for sure. I got Timo on next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
He comes out on Wednesday next
Love
week.
that dude so
Yeah,
much.
dude. So I'm excited for that one. But no, you guys are all workhorses, man. So it's so cool. It's cool to see these types of things happen to people that deserve them. You know what I mean?
Thank you, dude.
Of course, bro.
Appreciate that.
Of course, because it's just like some people get those types of things and they don't know what to do with it, or they take a shit all over it and they just like stop all progress. And it's just like you guys are doing the exact opposite. It's like you guys are getting the recognition and you're doubling down.
Yeah,
you're doing
we work
more.
harder.
You're making more records. You're releasing solo music, or you're releasing not solo music, original music like 1980s and songs that you guys are releasing in between the remixes.
Yeah.
So and that's allowing this audience that you're garnering from the remixes to then become this modern artist.
Yes.
Originals.
Yes. We're trying to like get everyone to come for a back catalog from these remixes.
The crossover, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're still waiting on that, but you know, it's gonna happen one of these times.
It will, man. It will. And me and Marcus were talking about where it's just like it'll feel maybe a little different when you have an original song hitting these numbers, millions of plays.
Dude, that I'll be doing backflips. Yeah.
But it's like we were talking at the same time, it's almost like, will it feel different? Or will it feel like, well, what's next? At the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know our mindset is always what's next.
Exactly.
Like that's always that ever since I've joined this band, it's just been, all right, well, we got this done. What do you got next? What's next? Okay, video. What's after that?
It's
okay,
never
shows.
Kicking your feet up.
Yeah. It's just literally always sticking to a plan that we have, and always just having goals.
Yeah.
Because the second you achieve a goal and you don't make another one, you're complacent.
Yeah.
You're gonna spin your tires. You need to keep progressing always.
For sure. You start working backwards. Really.
Yeah, exactly. You're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah. It's like if you're not moving forward, you're moving back. And that's like with music, especially nowadays, like the fast artists, the big breaks, it's so easy to like see that stuff and then not only feel like, well, how did that happen for them? But like, it's not happening for us, and like feel like a little jealous.
Right.
But then on the other side, the people that are having it happen to them where they didn't expect it or weren't ready for it, then you see them going down and down and down because they weren't prepared.
They weren't ready for it.
They weren't ready for that massive fame.
Right.
And they end up tarnishing their name.
Or even just like this super influx of more responsibilities. Like you got all these dates to make, then you got like, I'm sure probably tours to make, shows to make. Then you gotta, and you think if you're a solo artist doing all this stuff by yourself, you gotta hire a band, you gotta do all this stuff. And if you're not prepared for it, you're not gonna succeed.
For sure, man. For sure, especially in music, man. Yeah. It's like it's so much more on the back end that people don't see.
So much.
So it's easy to be like, oh, I'd love to be an artist. I'd love to be an artist, but it's just like, okay, well, do you know what comes with that? And it's just like
it's debt.
Yeah, for sure.
It's debt. It's credit card debt.
Yeah, man. You gotta be ready to pay that shit off, man. You gotta have the money in the bank.
For real.
Yeah, man. It's amazing though, because it's just like you guys are now at a point where you're growing fast, but you are ready for this.
We are prepared.
Yeah. And you're ready for the next thing. You're ready for the next opportunities. So that way when they do come, it's like you guys have been preparing for this for months.
And months and months.
Yeah. So it's and yeah, man, me and Marcus always talked about like saying yes. Say yes. That was one of our biggest things, is like saying yes to opportunities. So
for real.
It's cool. Like in this conversation, I see you have that same type of mindset,
yeah,
even
absolutely.
before you were in the band.
Absolutely.
And I think that's super foundational to being the person in the group that you guys are.
You're only limiting yourself by saying no.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like, why wouldn't I try to progress my dream? Honestly, it's my dream at the end of the day. This has been my dream since I was a kid. I get to wake up every single day and play guitar and just create. That's what I get to do. And it's such a blessing to me that like I have the opportunity to do this, and not a day goes by I take it for granted.
Yeah.
Because I've been wanting this for years and years and years and years and years. And now that I got it, I'm not going to let it slip.
Yeah. And that's the difference, man. Wanting it and like kind of having the mindset of I get to do this versus I have to do this.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't look at it. I mean, yes, technically it is my job, is my source of income, but at the same time, I don't look at it like that. I don't wake up every morning like I did in the service and like, oh God, I have to get up. Like, no, I get up and I'm, happy as can be because I get to go do what I love every single day.
Yeah. And that's it. And yeah, that man, it's just like almost like being like thankful for the ability to do this. Like, because I mean, and I like, it's so classic to say like, people in third world countries don't have fucking food and water. And it's just like kind of that same mindset when it comes to like music, where it's just like, there's people that like in the world that don't have access to instruments, and there's people that don't have access
who could be the next, you know, like Keith Merrow or like Josh Richardson, like the crazy shredders. Like we don't know because they don't have the, you know, the things available to them.
Exactly. They don't have the opportunities that you have. They don't have the resources that you have. So it's almost like
it'd be like a slap in the face to them to take it for granted.
Exactly. And that's kind of how I think about it. We're like, people that wish they were in the position you were in would see like, oh man, this dude's just shitting all over this. Whereas like you guys are not treating it like that. Whereas like you guys recognize you have an opportunity. You recognize you guys are in a peculiar position that a lot of people don't get. So you're making sure you don't just take a shit on that.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
That's the reason why you guys are successful and are going to be more successful in the months and years to come. And it's,
that's what we're working towards.
Yeah, man. No, I love it, man. And yeah, even though I'm not in the band, I feel so connected to it still. It's like, because they're all still the homies. So it's like, I love to see the progression and
for sure.
Yeah, man. So yeah, let's see what else I got here, man. This is great. This is a great conversation.
Yeah. I'm having a good time. This is fun. This is a good one. Yeah. This is one of my more favorite podcasts for sure. Probably the favorite.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Thank you, man. No, this is great, man. It's just genuine conversations to like have people take inspiration from. It's
absolutely. Like, and if I can, and like, honestly, if I can inspire someone, you know, from the younger generation to do exactly what I do, like, I would love that. That would, you know, just it would make me feel like I did my job, you know, because I just want to show people that literally you can do it. If you want to do it, you can. It's not impossible. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. I've sacrificed a lot to get to where I'm at. But if you want it bad enough, it's obtainable.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%, man. And like, listen here, like listen to someone who's actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, something I want to touch on. You talk about how this is your source of income, and cause you get paid from bands to play. And, you work with like, what's that, Lil Lotus as well? You're going on tour with them.
Yeah, I just got back from a European tour with him not too long ago.
Yeah, so it's like opportunities like that, and it's crazy because like when you see people on opportunities like that, you think, that dude's been in the game 10
forever.
years, decade, and then you say like, oh no, I've only been playing guitar for 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 years, something like that.
And it's just like it's almost like immediately like questions like how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's I mean, I guess we should probably like answer that question a little bit. And does it go back to you just being the guy that's always putting yourself in new positions and always being the guy that's ready to go and always saying yes? And is that kind of what it was?
It's exactly what it was. So I was, you know, just any normal morning, wake up, check my emails, my booking emails. So I was checking those, and I get a phone call from my good buddy who actually, Hector Diaz. Do you know Hector? Well, Hector Diaz was he was the guitar player at the time for Lotus, and he called me. He said, "Hey man, like I can't do it. This tour leaves for Europe in, I think it was like a month and a half or 2 months or something. Like this tour leaves for Europe. Would you be available?" Dude, I don't think I've ever said yes fast enough. Like I was like, yes, immediately. And I had no idea. Like, you know, I don't know. I've toured with Lotus before when on one of the Sharia Moore runs. So I've met his camp and I know him and his manager and all that. So, but I wasn't very familiar with his music. So I'd said yes before I even knew his songs. Like, so I was just like, yep, let's go. Like, but with that being said, I knew what I was getting into once I said yes. So I said yes. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I'm reaching for my guitar and I'm looking and to my laptop to look up the songs so I can learn them. It's just, you got to have the dedication that, sure, you can say yes, but you got to have the follow through. Yeah. Like you can say yes to things and still like royally screw it up, but you got to have the preparation and dedication to sit there and be like, okay, I got to get this done before I'm prepared to be even out on stage with these guys. Because they're performing at a level that is just crazy.
For sure. Yeah. Very, very high production level. So to go into it with the mindset of like, this is like nonchalant, you're going to take a shit on the floor and it's going to feel bad.
It's going to be sensed. Yeah. Like the audience can sense it. Like everyone around you can sense it.
For sure.
So if you're not in it, then everyone's going to know.
For sure, man. And I mean, to be in a position like that in your own head is got to be terrible too, where it's just like, not only is it a poor experience for the listener and like the band
Right.
that you're playing with, but for you as an individual, I'm sure like if you were to go in there and like shit on the stage, like that
Right.
would feel bad.
Dude.
That would feel so shitty.
And one of my like worst things ever is letting people down. Like I hate, like that kills me more than anything. So it's just like, that's how I would feel if I went out there and took a shit, you know,
Yeah.
like I was just like, oh God damn it. Like, and feeling just awful that I let, you know, this person who doesn't really know me, who met me for like 4 weeks out of a year, like brought me onto this European tour and I just shit the bed, you know,
Yeah.
I would feel terrible. Like, oh my God, you spent all this money on me to come over here and just fucking suck. Like,
Yeah.
so, I try to really just strive, not for perfection, because I know that that's just unobtainable. I want to be as best as I personally can give.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, you can tell that like you put all of your passion into your art, and that's like taking the time to be able to like practice and
Right.
also like be ready for those opportunities that you said yes to.
Right.
Where it's like you're not just saying yes just because you want the opportunity. It's like you want to take that opportunity and crush it.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
want to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and
So,
that's it.
and maybe down the road, it opens the door to another opportunity.
Right.
Where, say we tour with someone who later down the line needs a guitar player. And it's like, oh, I remember this guitar player from that tour and let's hit him up. And that's how a lot of the industry works. Is like, oh, I've seen him touring before. He's good shit.
Yeah.
He's reliable. He shows up every night. He kills it. And, you know, he's good at what he does. And that's 90% of the battle.
For sure. For sure. And putting yourself in those positions too, where it's just like to be in those conversations,
Right.
because it's like you could be an amazing musician,
Right.
never give yourself opportunities and be the first guy to like shit on people like yourself that put yourself in opportunities and get these opportunities. And just because you're not putting yourself in opportunities, like you like so quick to like write those people off, where it's like you need that both sides of it. It's like you have to be good at what you do and then also be like good at putting yourself in positions to grow.
Absolutely.
It's just
you
like-
got to be open to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
Mhm.
it's like you can't just be like a bedroom producer and stay bedroom producer always. It's like if you want to be on the stage.
No.
If
Yeah,
you wanna be
you got
on
to
the
come out of
stage.
that bedroom.
And
Yeah.
that's it. And it's like, cause I think that's like probably the biggest reason why people, and even when you told me that you've only been playing for 2.5 years, it almost surprises me, where it's just like, because it's just like, you don't like, you don't see that very often. You don't see people go from just starting 2.5 years ago to then playing in European tours.
Right.
So
right.
it's just like, obviously there's like, you're not like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? It's like, obviously there's something different here.
Just built different.
That's what it is, dude. That's what it is. We'll just leave it at that, dude. Just built different, dog.
Oh shit.
It's cool though, because like all these bands are from different parts of the country too. It's like Lotus is from Texas.
Yep.
Baltimore, Sharia Moore.
Yeah.
Obviously this Modern's in Arizona.
Yeah.
So it's like you have connections in these different parts of the country now, where that's so cool, man.
Yeah. I met Ronnie through, that's the drummer for Sharia Moore. Fucking love you, Ronnie. And I met him, we were talking drums just on Twitter. And when I was drumming for my band at the time, we just kind of like hit it off, just like talking, and then we'd be like DMing, and then the next thing you know, we'd be like texting each other and like, you know, iMessage games and all that shit, and just became really good friends,
That's
dude.
sweet.
And then right when I got out of the service, he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, trying to go on tour?" Shit, let's go. Like, what am I doing? He's like, "You're gonna do merch." I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go. When are we leaving?"
Wow.
I couldn't be more excited, you know? So I was like, that's kind of how I got hooked up with them. And then I went out there and then I just hit it off with the whole team, dude. I fucking love Sharia Moore so much. Like I owe them quite literally everything, because they were the ones who got my foot in the door to display like my talent and like my ambition to the whole industry.
Yeah.
So I really have like them to thank for absolutely everything.
Man, shout out Sharia Moore,
For real,
man.
for real. Love you guys.
Dude, you've played so many shows with them.
Yeah, tons.
Yeah, so that's so cool that you know, they're still your homies today.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like,
yeah. Yep.
it's cool for them to be like still supporting you,
Mhm.
even though you're not necessarily full time with them. I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
Yeah. They're just, just great people, dude. Just great people to be around. Great energy all the time. And they remind me a lot of this modern. They have the incessant need to create. Like they need to be creating and expressing themselves. And it's just so refreshing to see another band too, like them, who's just so goddamn hardworking. Like they're always working. Casey, who he was the guitar player I was filling in for.
Mm-hmm.
He was in like med school while I was touring with them, and then he finished, and now he's like touring with them.
Hell yeah.
He's like a rock star doctor.
Dude,
Shit's fucked.
that's amazing.
I know, he's incredible, dude. But he also does like he does a lot of their pre-pro tracking. He does a lot of their cinematography, like a lot of their videos, photography. He's kind of like the do-it-all guy, and he's just insanely talented. And it's crazy just to see how much his freaking big old brain knows. It's insane. And they all just work together just like we do in this modern.
Yeah.
It's just everyone knows what they want. They come together and then they go for it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something you don't see very often. Like
No,
medical doctor, like going to med school and then coming back to music.
Yeah.
Like it's always like,
I was like, dude, that's like financial suicide. Why are you doing that? You want to be broke. You love it.
you love it, dude.
Yeah.
True artist, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, hey man, that's amazing, dude. It's like it's cool to know that there's artists out there that like they have such a deep passion for the art that they'll go do an entire 8-year stint at med school and then still
come back to music
because it's what they love to do.
Absolutely.
That's so admirable,
dude,
bro.
Yeah, he's insane.
Dude, hell yeah. Man, so in this time, in this short amount of time you play guitar, you've picked up a couple of sponsors.
A couple.
Yeah, which is cool, like some big sponsors. I mean, Schecter Guitars.
Yeah, that's my current one right now. Schecter Guitars. Shout out Adam. What's up, dude? And then I just picked up Ernie Ball recently.
Huge, dude.
Yeah. Just signed a contract with
These
them.
are legends in the game. I mean, it's like if you play rock music, you know Schecter Guitars names. And you know Ernie Ball strings.
Absolutely.
And it reminds me of early days like Rock Band. Guitar Hero and stuff.
Yeah.
You would see these brands on those games, and like you get sponsored by Ernie Ball on Guitar Hero, like that type of stuff. So it's almost like in skateboarding, which we haven't talked about yet. We need to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
But it's almost like I see it kind of like skateboarding, where it's just like if you get sponsored, you're like. You made it.
You made it.
Yeah,
you made it. Yeah.
So talk about that, like finding those sponsors, and did they just find you through touring, and like how did you guys link up?
So I kind of did my research on Schecter before reaching out to them. I know a couple friends that had them and like played them and were like swearing by them. So I was, trying them out, and I really like their guitars. They're just comfortable to me. I have little hands, so I can't really like stretch my fingers all that crazy. And they have like really nice necks for that. So I really just enjoy playing their guitars. They're super comfortable. They sound great. They're durable. And honestly, they're just such an amazing company. They've taken care of me so well. I mean, shit. When I was coming back from Europe, they lost my guitar and my Kemper on the flight, and I reached out to Schecter and like told them what was good, and dude, they sent me a replacement.
Wow.
Yeah, like they're super great. And the way I got hooked up with them, my homie that I've known through my old band and then toured with a couple times, Niles Gregory, he's the guitarist for like Point North, and he's just fill-in extraordinaire, just beautiful human soul. And he's the one who hooked me up with Schecter. He like kind of vouched for me and got me in there. And I couldn't thank him enough for that, because they've been nothing but amazing to me. And when it came to Ernie Ball, dude, I've been trying to get on Ernie Ball since I started playing guitar. Literally the moment I started playing guitar, I've been emailing them. And then finally, after doing all these tours and stuff and having all these like, I guess accolades, if you want to call them that, I kind of like put together a little like EPK electronic press kit and sent it off to him, and was just like, fingers crossed. And the head of A&R hit me back and was like, yeah, we'll work something out. So I kind of penned a deal with them and got it on the road. And it's insane. They're a great company too. They take care of me so well.
Dude, I love that so much. And that goes back to you putting yourself in positions to get these opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's it.
This, like, I always looked at it too, is like when I was sending these emails, people always ask me like, well, how'd you get it? How'd you get it? I just sent the email.
You just tried.
Just don't be afraid of being, the worst thing they can do is say no or ignore it.
Right.
The best thing they can do is say yes. There's only 3 options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't you take that?
Yeah. It's almost like you get in your own way, to kind of go back to that, like what we were saying earlier, where it's just like, you got to get out of your own way.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's
Get
like,
out of your own head.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like, just let it happen the way it's supposed to happen. It's
Absolutely.
just like, that's so sick, dude. And I mean, and that's the thing where it's like, these companies, they're people too.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, when they see things, you know, they'll probably look into it.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to know whether or not it's going to be a good investment of time
for them or not.
them.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's just like, that's kind of the idea, where it's just like, you put yourself out there enough times, they're going to be able to look at you enough times and see like, hey, this guy's worth it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And I feel like with Ernie Ball,
especially
with Ernie Ball, I mean, Schecter, that's cool that you had someone that was able to connect you right in, but still that person had to do a little bit of vetting, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like realize like, okay, is this going to make me look bad, you know, as a representative of Schecter?
Absolutely.
So it's just like the fact that they saw what you were doing and like the trajectory that you were on, and was just like, hell yeah, we're down. I love that, dude. And it's so cool that you made that happen. It wasn't like, it wasn't something where it's just like it was presented to you on like a silver platter.
No, I had to work for it. Yeah.
You had to work for it. You had to put the
absolute
time
facts.
in. You had to build your portfolio of work, and which is so sick, dude. I mean, it's just like that only opens up the opportunities for more brands and more opportunities for different types of sponsorships later on down the line.
For sure.
And, you know,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and even growing the sponsorships with Schecter and Ernie Ball. You know,
I would love to
that
get a signature guitar with Schecter. Whew, that'd be sick.
Amazing, dude. And I feel like that's something, you know, like as you grow as an artist and they grow with you, that's not something so far fetched now.
Not
it's just
which like as a kid you'd say that like I want my own guitar, but now it's like it's kind of within reach.
For
it's
sure.
like it's like, what? You're telling me this? I could get this? Like,
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, let's double down. Let's work harder.
Exactly, man. And
Let's get it.
Let's get it, dude. It's like 3 years from now, we're gonna be looking at a freaking Thaddeus signature.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
The Thad one.
The Thad one. Yeah.
Dude, I love it. I do want to talk about skateboarding
For sure.
because skateboarding is a very
get into it.
foundational part of your
Yes,
childhood.
Extremely.
So this was before music, and
Yes.
So this is like obviously
This was my first love.
Yes.
Yes, hands down, skateboarding was my first love. My oldest brother, when I was, probably like 3, was just like sitting me on a skateboard, pushing me around. You know, he would be out front of our house skateboarding in the road, and he would take me out there with him and just like let me ride around all crazy and shit. And when I was 3, he passed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I kind of like took skateboarding as like I'm gonna carry on his legacy type shit. And man, I just dove into that shit. It was my life. I lived it, breathed it, everything, every day, all day. If I wasn't in school, I was skating.
Yeah.
So it was like, and it was a good thing for me too, because it really taught me the lesson of, if you fall, get back up, try it again, brush yourself off, try it again. It can be done. You just got to try again. You got to brush yourself off, learn from what you did wrong, what you could do better, attack it at a different angle, come back at it. And I feel like that was super foundational for myself as a musician, to just not get discouraged and realize that I'm not going to get it first try every time. Like that's just not life. So it really just kind of was the building block, I guess you could say, to like how I approach, honestly, life in general. That's just kind of how I approach it. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but are you going to learn from that mistake and come back at that same problem with a better solution?
Absolutely, man. And that's beautiful that you have such a tie to skateboarding. Like, I feel like a lot of people grow up with skateboarding, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's just like, I feel like with you, because of your brother, that skateboarding has such a deep place in your heart.
It does. Like, and it was the thing that, I mean, his nickname in our town was Skate. Like, people called him Skate. Like, so he was known for it. He was fucking good at it. And it was just cool to see. Like when I was kind of grown up, you know, I was like in my teens and I was skating. It was cool to see that like my brother's friends that were still in the town, like seeing me skate, they'd be like, what the hell? Like you're a spitting image. Like you do the same, like you have the same style, you do the same tricks. Like it's crazy to see.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really cool to me that I was able to carry on his memory that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without even knowing the stuff that he did, because he passed when you were so young.
I had no idea what tricks he was doing.
So it's just like for you to carry on that legacy without even knowing too much about his style and stuff, that's just like, that's amazing, bro. It's like he was living through you in a way. And
dude,
that's,
and I swear he watches
beautiful.
after me. I
That's
swear
beautiful.
to God. Yeah.
So you kept skateboarding and you still skate today.
Yeah, I still skate a little bit today. I can't do it nearly as much as I'd like to because I can't mess up my hands or anything. So it's just like, I kind of take it a lot easier. But dude, a couple of years ago, from the time I would say I'd probably 7 is when I started like skating really hard until the time I was 29.
Wow.
Yeah. Like skated really, really hard all the time. It's just the culture and the way it's like connected, I guess. Like everyone in skating is just so connected.
Yeah.
It just feels like a family. You get like I could show up to a skate park, not know anyone, roll in on my board, and then hit like a gnarly kickflip over a hip or something, and then the next thing you know, you have a group of friends.
Yeah, just tapping their skateboards.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's so supportive, and it's it's crazy, and like I love to see that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I totally relate. I mean, because I grew up with skateboarding. That was also my first love. Got my first board when I was 8 years old.
Yep.
You know, I was filming skateboarding videos with the homies.
Yeah,
it's like that's what got me in the media.
Yeah.
It's like basically filming like music videos for the skateboarding, like syncing it up to music and shit like that.
Yeah,
Not even realize what I was doing.
God, I did that shit on like VHS tapes.
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
that shit was gnarly.
So that was, I was gonna say, was that part of the culture for you as well? Like the filming and like, did you have like a crew that you would skate with all the time?
I mean, my town was like super, super small. So like our crew was kind of small, but we had like 7, 8 dedicated skaters, and then we had like 2 filmers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. So it was the whole experience.
Yeah. It was super sick.
And that was early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah. So it's like that I feel like that's when culture was still a little bit of like an underground.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
You know, because now,
it's kind of mainstream.
Is totally mainstream. It's
Yeah,
an Olympic sport. They got straight up competition skateboarders only, you know, like
SLS and all that shit.
Yeah, the Nigel Houstons and the Jagger Eatons of the world.
Shout out Nigel.
Yeah, hey, shout out Nigel. Yeah, wearing his shoes. But it's just like back then, it was like if you were a skateboarder, like you were a little bit edgy and a little bit of like
it was more counterculture.
Counterculture, totally.
For sure.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Whereas like it was there was a little bit of like a stigma, you know, if like you were a skateboarder, like
you were kind of like a dirty rotten punk,
dirty punk kid.
Yeah.
And I remember that, and like first getting into like skinny jeans and stuff.
Oh
like
my god,
that.
dude, I was wearing girl pants.
Yeah, dude, back in the day, like, and I remember that like that culture was just so different.
It really was.
Yeah, so. It's cool to like that you grew up in it too in that time, you know, because I feel like that was
like that was like the height, bro. Like that was when like Sorry was coming out with like Really Sorry, and then like Zero was doing Dying to Live, and God, what did Plan B have out? Was it Yeah Okay? No, that was Lakai. But like just the skate videos of that time were so insane, dude. Like it was just people were doing. I mean, now it's like people are literally doing Tony Hawk in real life. You can't even keep up anymore.
Totally.
But it's like back then it was like they were doing just the craziest shit, like Jamie Thomas with the Leap of Faith, and like Jaws doing El Toro, and like dude, it was dude. And then it was just God, wait, he went back and did the Lion 24 in France. Did you see that?
I don't know if I did.
Do you know who Ali Boulala is? Ali
Boulala? Yeah.
Such a hard one. Yeah. That big set in the flip video.
Oh, shoot.
Jaws went back and landed that.
Oh, he landed it? Because that was when Ali just bailed every time.
Yeah. And he like effed his shit up. Yeah, dude. Yes.
Wow.
Jaws went back and did it.
Dude, Jaws would be the one to do that.
Dude, he's insane. And he's from here.
Yeah, and I figured that out. I learned that when I moved here. I was like, oh, shit. He used to skate the sets by ASU.
Yeah. He actually still does. He skates Tempe a lot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. But yeah, to your point about like skate videos, like Yeah Right Girl,
Yeah, right.
Fully Flared,
Fully Flared's the tie, yeah.
just like all of those videos.
So good.
It was like that was the time where it's just like you filmed all year, maybe longer for that one part.
Yeah.
And that was like
it was like a 10-minute part.
Yeah. And that was like your almost like your resume. Where it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas like now skateboarders have social media and they have so many
put
parts
up
throughout the
15-second
day.
clips all day.
They could release their own parts. You know, it's like you know,
it's not like needing like you can film everything on your iPhone now.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like before, it was such a production. Where it's just like you're going out with this specific filmer on this specific day. We're gonna get this specific like shoot or shot rather. You're gonna get these tricks, and you have like a trick list that's like I need these. This is my opener. This is my closer.
This is my hammer.
Yeah, and this exactly. And it's like all these different like, and I feel like skateboarders back then they had a different like mindset where it's just like this. That's how they ended up getting bigger.
I feel like it was more of a tactical approach
for sure.
Like they was more thought out. Like they went to a spot and they already before they even rolled at the spot, like you said, they had a list of tricks they already were gonna do
that they wanted to get on film.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was it. Where it's just like there wasn't as many opportunities. So and you know. And I think it kind of goes back to skateboarding was always a very there wasn't a lot of money in skateboarding ever.
Not really, no.
And you know, even to this day, the board royalty I think is still standard $2 a board.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
That
dude.
is
for pro skateboarders, they make $2 per skateboard.
That's disgusting.
And now the skateboards cost $50 a deck.
Dude, I know they're getting crazy expensive now.
So it's just like, but even back then, that was still like, and $2 was a lot more than it is now. But even for the time when skateboards are $20, $30, to get only $2 and it's your skateboard
for real, it's got your family name on it.
And that was always the weirdest thing to me when I learned that was like industry standard for like royalties on boards.
That's crazy. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
It's insane. So there was never really a lot of money in it. And so the only way that you would really get money back in the day was competitions, sponsors. And other than that, dude, it was
maybe
like
a shoe deal.
Yeah, maybe a shoe deal. But even that, you were getting paid like probably like up front. You probably weren't making royalties on the back end. Like the Rob Dyrdeks of the world, dude, you know, because like Dyrdek, you know, he had a hand in the designing of it. So he was able to, you know, take those types of royalties because he was the creator of it versus like these other guys, like they just slapped their name on it and they had their
It's whatever freaking Nike comes up with. And it's like, all right, here you go.
And then
or
they're
New
like
Balance or Cariuma, whoever the fuck else.
Yeah. And back in the day, it was like so many shoe brands too that like there was
Fallen. Shout out Fallen.
Yeah. But it's like all these brands where that was like part of the deal where it's like they would put up the money to like make the shoe. They would hire the people to design it. They would do all the distribution. All you had to do was put your name on
Literally,
it.
they're just taking your name.
And for an exchange of a check.
Selling your likeness.
Selling your likeness for a check. And then that's it. Like, here's your money.
Oof.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was like the mindset back in the day where it's just
why do I feel like that's predatory? Why do I feel like they knew that skaters would be like, oh my God, money? Like, we'll take whatever because there's no money in it. Like
that
was
what it was.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, we'll take whatever you want. And they're thinking dollars right now. They're not thinking what's going to happen in the future.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was the sad
kind of predatory, right?
Very much so. And it was very predatory in the corporate world in skateboarding.
Right.
And I feel like that was the reason why a lot of those companies ended up not being successful.
Right. Yeah.
So because now, you know, there's a handful of companies and a lot of them are owned by the same people. Yeah. Like in the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like skate groups that have like merged and like you know, Nike being the behemoth that it is coming in and really shutting out so many
shoe companies.
Many shoe companies and also just skateboarding brands in general. Yeah. Because of like sponsorships. Yeah. Because they were able to come in and
with the money
sponsor these people that, you know, but yeah, it's like that culture back in the day was so different. Like, so to like grow up in it is like, it's, I'm glad that I grew up in skateboarding when I grew up in it, man.
Me too. Like, absolutely. Just like the way that the community was and just like how much passion there was for it.
Yeah.
Like there was everyone just just loved it to love it. They didn't love it to, oh, one day I'm going to be a millionaire skateboarder. I'm going to be the next Tony Hawk. I mean, yeah, you can have your goals, like I said, but be yourself, first of all. Second of all, like, dude, don't want to, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like people that got into skateboarding for the wrong reasons aren't still skating.
For sure.
You know, like I do it because I love it. I love it. I just love the feeling of the wind going through my hair, like swallowing or swallow. What, I don't even know what that's called. Swallowing, where you go back and forth.
Oh, pumping?
Yeah. Well, no. Like on a longboard.
Oh, on a longboard.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know there was a term for that.
It's like swallow. I don't know. I'm illiterate, but yeah, it's just like the feeling of like the wheels vibrating my feet, the sound of each crack as I go over the sidewalk, like stuff that's like literally ingrained in my brain that like, if I was sitting here right now and I heard that outside, I'd be like, that's a skateboard. You know, like it's just, I love it that much. Everything about it. Just, I don't want to, skateboarding is something like I don't view as like in music because it's, I want nothing from skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, I want nothing in return. I do it because I love it. I guess same way in music, but also I got a family to feed. And so that's the way I got to do that. But when it comes down to it, I do it just because I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of your point, like being a kid in that era where it's just like, that's what you were doing it for. It's just like, because there wasn't, the
promises of Nike SB sponsorships.
Yeah, exactly. There wasn't opportunities like there are now where it's just like
become part of the Olympic team.
Yeah, stuff like that. Where so it's just like just doing it just because you love to do just it. Because you hang out with the crew. Yeah, it's like get outside.
Honestly,
it was like
I credit that to having such a great childhood. Like because I was always outside. I was always outside playing. I was always skating. You know, kept me in decent shape into where I'm at right now, I feel like. So.
And out of trouble, dude.
Yeah, you know sure, what I mean? Out of trouble.
Yeah, it's like kids that weren't skateboarding were bored doing other stuff.
That's so crazy you brought up skateboarding, dude. I just had a phone call the other day. The Chamber of Commerce from my hometown called me and was like, hey, so when I was a teenager, I was trying to raise a ton of money to put a skate park in our town, but the town could never decide on where to put it because my town is basically like a retirement town where all the old people went. So like, they're like, no, we don't want the riffraff. We don't want we don't want the trouble that a skate park brings. The cops are going to be there all the time and all this bullshit. So like they call me and they're like, hey, so we still have all this money sitting in an account. What do you want us to do with it? And I'm like, 15 years later, the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Give it back to the community. Why are you asking me? Like, you didn't follow through on your promise 15 years ago. Why the hell are you calling me now? I was so mad, bro. I was irate. I was like, fuck.
It's like, bro, wire that shit to my account right now.
Yo, I said that. I was like, you know what? I'm broke as fuck.
It's like, you know what? I could actually use that.
Yeah, we're going to get a skate park. All right. In my backyard.
Yeah, exactly. So another point that you made about skateboarding that I want to touch on is how skateboarding taught you to never give up.
Right.
And it's something that I talked about with one of my guests, Nick Weber, about how skateboarders, they have that innate ability to always to never give up.
It's they always overcome.
They always overcome and they always find a new way to do it. And it's like because skateboarding, you try the same thing over and over again until you finally get it.
Yep.
And it's just like when you finally get it, like usually right at those last few tries, that's when you're like, next try.
Yep. Next try. You know it's coming.
And you know that it's just like, okay, that was so close. Yeah. I caught it with my front foot. All I got to do is land my back on it. Yeah. Shift my weight this way. Change my angle of my foot this way. It's like these little things that it's like, to use that as like an analogy for life, it's like you're changing your position when things don't work out or you see them going in the wrong direction. Right. It's just like, well, let me try it like this. And it's just like you're constantly changing and trying new things to then when it works, then you lock it in. Yeah. And then you got that trick on lock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the same way in life. Would you agree?
Yeah. I absolutely approach life that way. I absolutely I'm never the type of person that once I meet resistance, I get discouraged. If anything, I get more motivated because it's like, I'm prideful. So it's like, fuck, you're not going to beat me. Like,
yeah, totally.
But like also in the same aspect, it's just like, well, I also want to learn something new. I want to approach this solution differently than I would anything else, or like maybe I need to approach the solution differently because in the past it's just not working. Like you said, I need to move my foot back from the bolts a little bit. Maybe I need to tilt a little bit. Maybe I need to scoop the pocket a little more. like little minute things like that I think has just turned my brain analytical to the fact of that's kind of how I view life. It's like, okay, well, that rehearsal didn't go well. Like, what can I do now? Okay, what if I, tried using these tones, or what if I tried like moving my guitar up a little bit, or, like little things like that. And I've always like, I guess skateboarding has taught me that like the little things matter.
Yeah.
The minute things matter. Like the very small details, they matter, and you got to focus on those things. And if you don't, things are going to get by you, and the pieces aren't going to fit at the end of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's just, you got to make sure you're checking your boxes. And honestly, thank God for skateboarding, because if I didn't have that, I don't know if I would look at life the same way. I might not be sitting in this chair right now. I might be, I might have ended up being the person that went, oh, well, that band didn't work, so I'm just going to go be fucking an accountant or some dumb shit. I don't know. Like,
For sure.
It's just, I'm so thankful that skateboarding has taught me, just literally, moral of the story, never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up. Keep trying, because it will come. You just got to keep pushing.
Yeah, man.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's it. And that's 100%. And I think that analogy works in so many different ways, but like skateboarding specifically, like I think that's it right there. Where it's like, just like you said, like the small, minute things that might seem by himself not very,
irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
But it's just like compounded with the other small things and small changes that you've made end up being the way that you land the trick.
Yeah, it really is. Like those little, like, oh, maybe I need to not open my hips when I do this tray flip. Maybe I need to stay perpendicular. Like, it's that little stuff. Like, and it can make the world of difference.
For sure. And relating that to music, where it's just like the way that you have the position of your guitar, the way that your guitar sounds to you, and all these little things that change the end product.
Absolutely.
And that's like that's so beautiful that you're able to take those lessons that skateboarding taught you as a kid and relay them into real life.
And honestly, it's crazy that we talk skateboarding, because like I think it's so ingrained in my subconscious that I don't realize I'm doing it, that I didn't really even connect two and two until we started talking about it. But yeah, you're totally right. I think skateboarding has completely shaped my mindset on what I am able and not able to do.
Yeah.
Like, it has just completely set the tone for how I want to live my life.
For sure. And it almost shows you like anything's possible. I hate to say it like that.
It really is.
Anything's possible.
I used to roll my eyes at motherfuckers that said that shit to me. I would, okay, dude, I've heard that before. You can do whatever. All right. Yeah. Bullshit. Until you do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, or you get your first taste of doing it yourself. You're like, oh shit, maybe I actually can. Maybe if I push a little harder, let's see how much farther I can get.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I got that far. Push a little harder, push a little harder, push a little harder, until you look back years later and you're like, how did I get here? You know? And it's just that innate drive to, okay, I did that back to skateboarding. Yeah, that tray flip is kind of sloppy. Let me see if I can pop it higher and catch it with my front foot, Like, it's those little minute details that get you to where you want to get.
Yeah, man. I love it. And I could talk about skateboarding all day.
Dude,
just
same.
It's like,
I love it.
It's so like foundational to who I ended up becoming. And,
absolutely.
And I always love talking to other skateboarders, because especially if they don't necessarily skate now, because it's like they still have like mindsets that skateboarders
absolutely have. Skateboarding teaches you so many life lessons that you don't even know that it's teaching you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, unfortunately, it's just, sometimes it's like you got to get hit to understand that you're doing something wrong, and then you got to stand back up,
For sure.
And skateboarding will teach you that in a quick hurry.
For sure.
Yeah.
And growing up too, I feel like skateboarding kind of weeds out the pussies. You know what I'm saying?
It really does. No, it 100% does.
If you can't fall and get back up, then
you're not in the right sport.
Then you're not in the right sport, and you might end up becoming a bitch one day.
Yeah. You got terminal bitch ice.
It's like anybody that like could skate and like skates for, hours and hours and hours, falls and falls and falls and gets up. They end up becoming hard humans. You know what I mean? Like they become like hard. Like, and I think that's like calloused.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way, like the best analogy to say, where it's like you hit yourself so many times or you work something so many times, it becomes calloused, where it's just like that becomes your mindset
Yeah,
as
for
a
real.
human, where
Absolutely.
it's just like you don't get phased by bullshit as easily as skateboarders. You don't get phased by physical pain as easily as skateboarders.
No, you're able
you
to
know?
brush that shit off and be like, I
So
still got
much-
something to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I love skateboarding so much.
Me too,
man.
dude. It's shaped my entire existence.
Yeah, man, I love it. So something I want to talk on before we start to wrap up a little bit here is you recently found out you were going to be a dad.
I am. Yes.
So congratulations,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank you.
Of course, and your girl's far along now, so you're gonna have your baby soon, man.
Yeah, a couple weeks here, man.
Which is
I'm so goddamn excited to meet her. I'm so excited to meet her, dude. I never thought growing up, I never thought that I would be the fatherly type or the family type, but dude, I have never been so excited for something in my entire life. It's a little me, like,
for sure.
It's a little me that's so sick. So it's just like, I can't wait to teach her things and show her the world, and like be able to help her do whatever she needs to do in life, support her any way I can.
Absolutely.
Just like my parents did.
Yeah, man. And that's, I'm so glad you brought that up too, because it's like, it almost gives you an opportunity to like
repay the favor.
Yeah, exactly. And like give her the life that you loved having yourself.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I love that. And I wanted to ask you, like, when you found out that you were going to be having a baby, how that changed your mindset when it comes to your career?
At first it was kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. I mean, as any unexpected thing to happen like that, it was like, oh crap, I need to dial back touring. I need to dial back sessions. I need to do that. At one point I was like, I think I need to quit music so that I can get a real person job where I can make money to support my family. And thank God for my girlfriend, dude. She's an angel. She's the one who talked me out of it. She's like, no, you need to keep doing this. This is what you love doing. And like, to that aspect, it's kind of been more rewarding now. Like in the fact that like I get to bring home money doing something I love doing at the same time supporting my family.
Yeah.
So it's just like a double win in my book, and it just feels amazing.
For sure. To have that partner too that supports you is everything.
Dude, she is my rock. She's everything.
I love that, man. And for you to like feel good about what you do, and that's really what it boils down to, where it's just like, when you're coming home, she's excited that you're excited, and it's
every
like,
single time.
And that's the biggest thing.
And it's so genuine. And it's like, I've had in the past, bad relationships where I don't like that you play music, blah, 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 blah. But she, not once. She's just been nothing but support.
Yeah. She sees long-term with this. She knows that you're not like everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She knows
this is what I do.
This is what you do. This is not, you don't just like play it as a hobby.
No, it's not. This isn't
your life.
I cannot stress this enough. This is not a hobby.
Yeah.
This is not a hobby.
Yeah.
If anyone in this industry is doing this and thinking this is a hobby, you're doomed.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to take this seriously. This is serious. It's a treat it as a 9 to 5. It's an everyday thing.
For sure.
Because it's just the way the industry moves, it's never stopping. So it's the second you stop, you're 10 miles behind because the industry didn't.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I mean, just like we were saying before, is like once you kick your feet up, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
Exactly.
So it's like when you have a family in the mix, it's like it's even more so that mindset where you really need to treat it like a job.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And it's like then you're gonna feel like I can't provide for my family, so then you're gonna fail on that front, where it's like a domino effect in the bad way. So it's like you need to have that mindset of like, I'm gonna double down on, try to get more opportunities, trying to blow this up more, so that way
so I can provide for my family.
Provide for the family. Exactly.
Yep.
And I love that that she's down for that vision, and she doesn't see it as like as a hobby for you. And that's like,
she knows this is my real job.
For sure. Because it's so easy for couples to, when they get into relationships where it's starting to get more serious, you know, they want to get married, they want to have a kid, they want to buy a house and settle down, for the passions to get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That takes a back seat.
It takes a back seat because you have to provide
for your family,
for the family
first and foremost,
which is always going to be, of course, number one.
Yeah.
But it's just like finding a way to do that,
finding that balance,
and doing it in a way where you can have both.
And I can, like, and my main thing is, growing up, I mean, my mom and dad did the best they could, but in order for that, my dad wasn't home a lot. He was at work a lot. So it's like, that's the one thing I would have changed from my childhood, is that I wish I would have been able to spend more time with my dad. So I'm going to do it differently this time around with my child.
Yeah.
And I have that ability. Yes, I do tour and I'll be gone, month or two at a time. But in the time that I'm home, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm not somewhere else. Like, I'm home and I am with my family and I'm cherishing every single moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you to kind of go into fatherhood with that mindset of like, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I think that's so beautiful, man. And I'm sure like a lot of young fathers, especially nowadays, where growing up in our generation of growing up, that was the standard, you know, like the dad
had to
worked
work
his ass off.
Yep. Just to provide
for the family. And
Yep.
that, I could, same thing, like I remember, like I spent majority of my time with like my grandma and my mom because like my dad would wake up 5 a.m, get home at 5 p.m, be tired as hell, just go to sleep early.
Yep.
So it's just like that. I 100% like level with you on that, where it's like when I have my own family, I would love to
be
there and have,
first and foremost, like that is like my main goal is I never want my daughter to ask, like, what is daddy doing, or why is he never here, or like, that would kill me.
Yeah.
So I just need to be there
for sure.
Be
man.
present, not just be there, but literally be there. Like, be present, be in the moment with my kids and my family.
For sure. As they're growing in these crucial moments of their life too.
Absolutely. Because I know I know inevitably I'm going to miss things.
Yeah.
My job is going to call for it. One day I'm going to miss birthdays. It's something that I've already gone over in my head, and me and my girlfriend have discussed and stuff. It's going to happen, but at the end of the day, it's my job.
Yeah.
And while I'm home, I'll be damn sure to make the best time of it.
For sure. So it's like when you were gone, it's like those times don't really, like the times that you're home outweigh the times that you're gone.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the balance, because
make it count when you're home. Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
Because you still need to provide.
Yeah.
So it's just like you need to take that time and, take those gigs and do those things that you need. But to be able to be intentional about it and then come back home and have that time, that quality present
time is so crucial.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Be present.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it kind of like came out of nowhere, but it was like
it was a shock.
Surprise.
It was a shock. At first I'm not gonna lie, this is my first child, so like I was super scared.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to expect, but as the months progressed, that like fear kind of turned more into excitement.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to meet her.
I love it.
And show her things, and
for sure,
just care for her. Like I'm so excited.
For sure. And that's an interesting point, because like a lot of times people that are young have kids for the first time and they do get scared, and it's almost like that fear comes from a sense of self, where it's just like my life is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of like when it switches to like where you're at now, where it's just like her life is just beginning.
Yeah.
Versus my life is over.
Right.
That's when the shift happens, when the fear turns into excitement.
Right. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm glad that you're in that position, because you're still 29, 30.
I'm 30.
You're 30 now.
Yeah.
So that's still so young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have so much.
I thought it was a pretty good age to have a kid.
Beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
You've experienced so much. You're at I think that's a beautiful place to have a kid, because in your 30s, like you already are full blown adult, but also have those like young tendencies
still,
so that way, like you're a fun dad still.
Yeah. Right.
So it's like, it's cool that you have that mindset, still being so young versus like still having like a selfish mindset of like, I have to raise this kid for 18 years until I'm done.
Fuck no, I get to raise my child.
Exactly.
I get to raise my child. You know how exciting that is? Dude. Oh my God.
For sure,
I
dude.
can't wait.
I love it, dude. That's so exciting, dude. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
for you,
Thank
bro.
you.
For sure. So last thing I want to talk to wrap up here, man. You recently started releasing solo music.
I did. I released one solo single. God, that had to have been months ago now.
That was "Leave Me Alone."
Leave Me Lonely.
Leave Me Lonely.
Leave Me Lonely. Chase Warren, actually. That was a song him and I did together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys produced that one in-house.
Yep. Just him and I.
So that's
and Michael Snooty too. He did the mastering.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So what I wanted to talk about was growing up, obviously you had the frontman energy, you were
Right.
singing, you wanted to play guitar early on. Is this a project that was in your heart for a long time?
Kind of, I guess. I just always yearned to create different things and try different experiences. So putting out a single solo, I feel like was kind of just a matter of time, because I write songs every single day, whether they make it or not. It's just I wrote, so it's just you got to do it. So I had one, and me and Chase were going at it and writing it, and then we were just like, yeah, this is pretty good. Let's just put it out. So I put it out under my own moniker, Thaddeus. Not really expecting much out of it, just to put it out, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, so it's just because you love the art. It's not like you're trying super hard to be heavy solo artist.
I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to blow up off my solo music.
For sure.
I'm doing it just as a creative outlet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
When
there's no restrictions.
Yeah, for sure. When you don't have that pressure on yourself.
Right.
And also being part of a band that would come with some pressure as well.
Yeah.
To like having your own lane of music.
Plus the band.
Yeah. It almost feels like I talked about this with Jack because he's
in Viper Club.
He's been frontman of bands since he was like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So for him now to first release his own solo music, that's like a really
it's a big deal.
And also a big leap. Whereas like sometimes people that are in bands feel like that's their identity.
Yeah.
Whereas like they
can't branch out and express themselves solo.
Right.
Right.
So it's cool that you have a mindset where it's just like, I'm just going to do it because I love to do it. It's not that I'm leaving you guys or trying to start a new career. I'm just doing this because I love
doing it.
And they support it. And
they absolutely support it.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So do you have any other solo songs in the process?
I have a few in the bank. Whether they see the light of day or not, I don't know. They're kind of taking a back seat because this modern is just ramping up.
Totally.
Like just crazy. So I've been spending a lot of time just writing for them.
Cool. And that's I guess to finish up here, that's really the main thing right now is this modern,
yes.
All these new songs coming out.
Yep.
You guys have another remix coming out soon?
We have another remix coming out this Friday.
Which is, what day is that?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to lie to you.
What day is it today?
Let's see.
Because
that's the 25th.
The 25th, because that's going to date this episode. Because this won't come out until October, but the song that we're talking about comes out on August 25th. That's going to be another remix, and then something that we were talking about before we started rolling. That's at the end of October.
Yeah.
So probably a few days after this episode releases, This Modern will be hosting Riot Night,
7th year anniversary of Riot Night,
and that's at Rock Bar
in Scottsdale.
In Scottsdale. So if you live in Scottsdale, come party with the boys.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna be there probably. I'm
straight to it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, dude. It's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
I love it, dude. So thank you again for coming on, man. This was a great
thank you for having me. Yeah, I had a great time. This was a lot of fun.
For sure.
Real. Appreciate
Fellow
it.
Martians, go follow Thad online at Thad Plays Guitar, and that's Thad PLAYS GTR. Is that
GTR?
Yeah, so it's like GTR.
Yeah.
I'll put the handle right there on the screen. So yes, go follow him. Go follow at This Modern at This MDRN on Instagram. thismodern.band. I think.
I don't remember.
Check them out.
Yeah,
dude, check them out.
It's at This MDRN pretty much everywhere.
Yes, everywhere. Go check them out on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff. To check out Thad's solo music. Just show him some love. This dude's about to be a daddy, so he needs all this support.
Need that
formula. yeah. Check out that list for his baby shower items.
yeah, got that registry. What's up?
Yeah, that registry.
The registry will be right here.
Yeah, link to the registry right here. I love it.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Dude, thank you so much,
Dude,
man.
thank you. Yeah, it's a great time.
Martians, go follow me online at On Mars Pod. I'll see you guys next time. Love you. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode of the On Mars Pod and for sticking around to the end, man. I really appreciate you guys. You are the real Martians. Like this video, comment below what your favorite part was, what was most inspiring to you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications here on future interviews coming out soon, and also follow us on Instagram at On Mars Pod. Love you guys so much. We will see you next time on Mars.
All my homies are on this show, so I was like, fuck yeah. When you asked me, I was like, dude, I'm honored. This is sick.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, bro. All right, so let's get it going, man.